Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take it back live to Jackson, your morning DJ on Q106 FM. Jackson, what have you found down there?
Well, back here on the Parnell Ranch Neogen live cam backstage, and I'm joined right now by one of the owners of a team in our next class, which is going to be the championship six-horse hitch of mares. I'm joined right now by Don Hastings. How are we doing today, sir?
We're doing great. It's fun to be here.
Where are you from?
We're from Southeast Iowa.
Southeast Iowa. All right. Normally we're rivals with you here in Madison, but today we're all friends today. So you are an owner of one of the teams. How are you feeling knowing that your team is going to be competing for a world championship?
This has been something we've geared up for about 2 years to do. So we're anxious to be here, and we're looking forward to the show.
Now you have a couple different teams, and we're going to be seeing the mares. What's the biggest difference, besides the obvious, between the girls and the boys?
Well, the boys are bay, the girls are black.
Okay, all right. So a couple of visual differences there. Well, this next one that we've got coming up is going to be absolutely huge, and we really want you to make some serious noise because this is going to be a really big one here at the 2018 World Clydesdale Show. We're about to see here enter the ring some horsepower like no other. Please, please make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. Your World Championship six-horse hitch of mares.
And here they come, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome our six-horse hitches into the arena. First into the arena is the entry of the Hastings family. From Canada, we are welcoming Brand AAA. From the state of Indiana, we are welcoming Berkshires. On the rail at the trot, this is your first division. And we will be reversing. Terry, you are going to start that reverse. Even with the multiple hitches, you are going to see our drivers making that turn. They will pull to the left of the lines on those horses, and they will make that diagonal cut. It will look like they are going to go head-to-head against the opposing teams, but they will pull back to the right, getting those horses on the rail, going the opposite way that we started. Down to the walk, please. Gentlemen, down to the walk. And trot on, please. Back into the trot. And beginning with the Hastings entry, we are going to be lining up, please. Round number 1 making their way to the center of the lineup. Would you please make them feel welcome? What a way to kick off our class with the Mare 6-horse hitches. In the arena, our judges seeing 3 entries. We have a big arena, but we want these drivers to have plenty of room to drive on and showcase their horses. So we divided it into different heats. We're going to have a total of 4 heats, 17 Mare 6-horse hitches joining us here in the arena. Our judges walking past each of these entries, you will see that all 3 judges taking their time to review the horses, the harness, the wagon, everything associated with each of these hitches. We will not be backing as we customarily do until we have all of the hitches back in for the finale. All right, Mr. Bud Miller is going to start our departures with the 6-horse hitch. This is the entry of Berkshire Farms. Joining us from Indiana, as I said, Bud doing the driving. From Ontario, Canada, Brand AAA making their way out next with Pat doing the driving. And the Hastings Clydesdales joining us from Iowa with Mr. Terry McElhaney. How many of you picked this evening to come because of the 6-horse hitches? Beautiful display. Nice to see so many of you here joining us. As I said, to give our exhibitors plenty of room to showcase the horses, we've divided it into 4 sections. So we are going to bring round number 2 in momentarily. We hope that you pick yourself out a favorite, cheer them on. Our judges, as I said, all working independently. We have them strategically around the arena. Sometimes they might see a misbobble, but you never know what they see because, again, we have them strategically around the arena. And then we add their scores together for your overall placings in our 6-horse hitch. Round number 2 coming to us. Down they come through the chute. Right here from the state of Wisconsin, Brookside Clydesdales. Also from Wisconsin, decked out in the pink, tough enough to wear pink. It is the Rockin' Hill Clydesdales. And one more entry. They tell us they are on the move, and here they come, ladies and gentlemen, our third and final division in this 6-horse hitch group. This is the entry of the Wismer family Clydesdales from Amherstburg, Ontario, Canada. One more 4 in this division. It is the entry of Willowway Clydesdales from Alberta, Canada, on the rail at the trot. All right, stop where you are. Stop where you are, everyone. Stop where you are. Everybody quiet. Very quiet. One thing that happens in our draft horse industry when there is an issue for any of these hitches, the first people to be there will be the other draft horse exhibitors. They are there to help each other. They're there to give support, help with the horses, help with whatever they need. That is the camaraderie that is offered by our judges, our ring steward, and the exhibitors. Everybody coming to help if there's an issue. We're going to get our arena cleared out. We're going to get everybody moving again. If you would, everybody moving again. We'll get Mike moving, and then everybody will go. Everybody moving at the trot, please. All right, let's stop one more time. Stop where you are. Sorry. Okay, we're going to open the gates. We are going to be excusing one entry. For safety's sakes, we are going to make sure everything is okay. We're going to excuse one entry. All right, the gates are going closed now. We're going to get everybody moving. Ron, if you would get moving, we'll get everybody back into form and moving on the rail at the trot. And Dustin, you're going to reverse when we get to the corner, please. We're going to start with the Brookside entry. The boys in orange going to be leading that diagonal reverse. Our reverse giving these drivers an individual pass in front of the judges. You will see that they make that reverse without breaking stride, continuing across at the diagonal. Looks like two ships passing in the night, didn't it? Down to the walk, please. Down to the walk. And trot on, please. Back into the trot. That's who he helps.
I wouldn't expect much less from him, to be honest.
And beginning with the Brookside entry, we'll be lining up. Dustin is going to start our lineup.
I'll see if I can get it handled.
And our final entry making their way around. This is going to be an international division. We have two hitches representing Canada and our Wisconsin team. Ladies and gentlemen, please make them feel welcome in the arena. Just a reminder, we are going to have a special performance by the iconic Budweiser Clydesdales this evening. I hope your batteries are charged on your phone so you can capture the moment, capture the pictures of the famous Budweiser Clydesdales. Even though there are three teams making up our six-horse hitch, our judges making sure that those three individual teams work in unison. What is key here is that, again, all horses working together. Alan, you are going to lead us out. That is Mr. Alan Gordeco with the Willoway Clydesdales representing Alberta, Canada, making their way out first. A long drive from Alberta down to Wisconsin. Next, representing the province of Ontario, it is the entry of the Wismer family, Wismer Clydesdales of Amherstburg, Ontario. Ron doing the driving. Dustin Brooks on the line for the Brookside family. They are your local team from the state of Wisconsin. Well, we are halfway through, ladies and gentlemen, halfway through with our six-horse hitch for the mares. We are going to be bringing in round number 3 in just a moment. Quite a schedule for you this evening. We are also going to be having our costume class which if you've not seen that, that is something. They will transform their Clydesdales into everything possible. Very creative work in the costume class. Also, we're going to have our 6-horse hitch for the geldings, another very powerful class. Our crew working diligently out back to make sure that those hitches get safely back to the barn area, get turned around to come ready to come back in. Ladies and gentlemen, round number 3 making their way in. This is the entry of Greg Lee Farms, Alomar Acres, Mr. Jason Gregg on the lines. If you are enjoying our show, make sure to keep your arms and your hands on the outside of the arena. We don't want to detour any of these horses. Keep your feet, your arms, your hands, everything back off the rail. Next into the arena, the entry of West Edge Farms, representing Ontario. The Bain brothers, Glencoe Clydesdale, with Logan on the line. And our final entry in this division, that is the entry making their way in of Stillbrooks, with Darren doing the driving. And Jason is going to start our reverse with the Alomar Acres Greg Lee Farm entry. Again, making that diagonal cut, giving them an individual look at our judges, giving the judges a chance to see them one-on-one across the diagonal. Watch those drivers' hands and see how they adjust those lines. Individual control over each and every one of these horses. We are reversing round number 3. Reversing round number 3. And down to the walk, please. All walk. And trot on, please. Back into the trot. Maggie May is a good one. Stop where you are, please. Stop where you are. Driver, stop where you are. We did have a tug come undone. We'll get it taken care of. It's all right. We got it taken care of. Sometimes when you're driving these horses and something comes unsnapped, I always refer to it as going downhill about 90 miles an hour and your steering goes out. That's what it's like with the Gentle Giants. When you have 6 tons of horsepower and a piece of equipment comes undone, we just get that adjustment made. So back at the trot. And I believe with Greg Lee, we are going to start lining up. Is that right? Starting with the Greg Lee entry. Jason will start our lineup. Into the center.
Come to the lineup in a second. Right. We're getting all the bugs out tonight, apparently.
What a powerful group, ladies and gentlemen. Would you please make them feel welcome in the arena? We talk about the teams that make up our 6-horse hitch. 3 teams. The team closest to the wagon is called the wheel team. And as you can see, they are the more largest of the teams. They have a little bit more harness on them. They have what we call the britchin. That is the strap going around the rump of the horse. That is like the reverse gear. It gives them the power to help make the turns and the corners and to back the wagon. The team in the middle is called the swing team, and as you can tell, it takes a very even-tempered team to work with horses both behind and in front of you. And the team out front is called the lead team, and as that name implies, this part of the hitch leads the hitch into the arena. It is the first seen by the spectators and the judges. You want your lead team to be the smallest, but the quickest and most animated, most flashy of your 6 horses. So 3 individual teams, but they must work together. That is what is key to the performance in our judging. In this class featuring the mares, our judge taking into consideration not only the performance of these horses, but the conformation and the feminine characteristics with these horses as well. In the mare division, because we are part of our classic series, we'll place this class in its entirety. Every hitch will be placed. All right, we are going to be opening the gates. Darren, if you would make your way out to the right. That is the entry of the Stillbrooks Clydesdales, Darren Brooks exhibiting, followed by Glencoe Clydesdales and the Bain Brothers entry with Logan on the lines. The Robertson family making their way out next with Steve doing the driving. And our final entry in this division, the entry of Gregley Farms and Alamar Acres with Mr. Jason Gregg. One more group, ladies and gentlemen. What a night of 6-horse hitches that you are going to have an opportunity to see. Our registered mare 6-horse hitch with one more group. As I said before, the congestion out there with all of these 6-horse hitches, both the mares and the geldings ready. The geldings and the mares all out there with their 6-horse hitches. It is going to be a lot of horsepower. As well, as I said before, once we get all of those hitches in here and our judges have seen them, they will probably have a redrive, 1 or 2, and then we're going to place this class in its entirety. But here they come, ladies and gentlemen, our final round of our 6-horse hitches for the mares. This is the entry of Greenwood Farms, the Kreiderman entry from Michigan. Mr. Gary Miller driving. The McEwen family next into the arena with Trevor. The Stahlheim family, decked out in the green, Andrew on the lines. And TF Clydesdales from Iowa with Jake doing the driving. Our gates are closed. Drivers on the rail at the trot, please. And Mr. Gary Miller is going to start our reverse in the corner with the entry for the Greenwood Farms. Again, if you will take a look at the driver's hands, when they make the turns, and you see them adjusting these lines, giving him individual control over each horse and turning these teams into the corners at different times. This is it.
So that
This is it for the
the last heat, yes. Are they gonna bring everybody back?
They should.
Wait.
Or, whoa. Down to the walk, please. Down to the walk. And trot on, please. Back into the trot. And beginning with the Greenwood entry, we'll be lining up. Gary's going to start our lineup. Our hitches now making their way into the lineup, our fourth and final round. And that was a very powerful class, ladies and gentlemen. As our final hitch comes into the lineup, let's pay our respect to those in our final division. The judges walking past. You will see that they do start at the top of these horses and look down. In this class, again, looking for very feminine characteristics, as these are the mares, carrying on the tradition of the Clydesdales. They will start at the head looking for a nice, stylish, feminine head, but move on down the body until the foundation comes into view. The legs, the ankles, the foot, the shoeing, all of that of extreme importance. Our judges will also be awarding an award for your best shod mare 6-horse hitch. And that is sponsored by Lawn Rock Farms, Joe and Bonnie Detweiler and family. You can see the intensity on our drivers. They have worked and dedicated their nights, weekends, all the evenings driving these horses. Most of them have day jobs, working in the evenings to get these horses conditioned and prepared to come here to the World Show. Truly the Super Bowl of the Clydesdale world. In this class, you see our black Clydesdales and the bay Clydesdales as well, two very noted colors in our Clydesdale industry. Our judges making notes on their card as they have now seen 4 divisions to our 6-horse hitch class, making plenty of notes. What a great, important class as each and every one. Our staff is getting together to decide exactly what hitches we will or will not see back in for a drive off. Oftentimes when they are split, especially in a multitude of 4 different heats, our drivers might ask to see some of these hitches back again for a final go round. All right, we are going to start with Jake. If you would make your way out to the right, Jake is going to be driving the TF Clydesdales, our black Clydesdale mares. Andrew will be making his way out with the Stahlheim entry. And Gary and Trevor, you are going to stay on the rail. You are going to be part of our drive off. Our judges are going to see 5 hitches back into the arena for the drive off. I hope your favorite makes it. The anticipation to see who comes back will be an exciting adventure. We are going to be, as I said, keeping the Greenwood Farms entry from Michigan in the arena, and the McEwen family from Fergus, Ontario. They are going to be staying in. And 5 hitches in here are going to be working. When we have a drive off of this caliber, I often say it is like the final lap of the Indy 500. It is the final leg of the Kentucky Derby. It is the time to run for the roses. We do ask again, if you are on the rail, especially with the kids, to make sure your arms and your hands and your legs are on the outside of the arena. And once we get all 5 in here moving in the arena, we hope that you pick your favorite out and cheer them on. Whether you're here for Team Canada or Team USA, every one of these 6-horse hitches is truly a piece of American history being brought back to life here in the show arena. And we have 5 of the best in the world. Our crew outside working to find those 3 hitches and to kind of pull them out of the lineup to come back in. And it's going to be exciting to see who makes the drive off. Coming back for the drive off, Brand AAA. Berkshire Farms, Bud Miller.
Let me know when you're ready to go with that. We're gonna
It looks like we have our top 4. One more hitch that will be coming in. Our ground crew probably has their work cut out for them. It's dark outside. Our Clydesdales are all lined up for the mare and the gelding 6, and we're telling them, pick one more out to come back in. So I think they have their work cut out for them. A whole staff working out there to make sure our horses come in and out safely. They are on their way. Who is it going to be, ladies and gentlemen? It is going to be the mares of Brookside, the Brooks brothers of Wisconsin. The gates are closed on the rail at the trot drivers. Get everybody on the seat, everybody moving.
John, they may or may not. Looks like we're gonna go to a reverse.
And Mr. Gary Miller is going to start our reverse in the corner.
Cool shot, John.
Down to the walk, please. Walk your entries. And trot on, please. Back into the trot. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's drive off on a Friday night at the World Show, and you are awful quiet. Let's cheer on these exhibitors. And Gary Miller, you're going to start our lineup when you get down to Mr. Hegeman. Find where he's at, coming into the lineup, right there in the center if you would. And drivers, come in tight as you can, please. Tight into the center. You're going to go on down. We're going to do some creative parking. Get you in tight, coming down past Gary if you would.
Get it in there.
Well, I think Mr. Hegeman must have been a school crossing guard. He got them in there pretty tight, didn't he? Well, congratulations to all those exhibitors. We're going to open the gate and we're going to start bringing back into the arena. Now, we want to remind our judges, you do need to mark your card for your best shod hitch. So, judges, your best shod mare hitch, you need to mark that on your card as well. You want to come up and get your cards. We can make sure we get started on that. Yeah, were you a track star too? I think he said that's how all Belgian people run. You know me, I like a little trivia, and we always have fun when we're out here in the arena. I see that we have a pair of brothers competing out there. Anybody can guess who the brothers are? It's the ones in the hats. These first two guys in front of me, brothers. The older brother in the red, the younger brother in the white wagon. And we are going to be bringing those remaining hitches in, ladies and gentlemen, a full class of our Mare 6-horse hitches. Wismer Clydesdales, Amherstburg, Ontario, coming in. Gregley Farms, Alamar Acres. Not only are you going to see the Gentle Giants, but our very talented drivers as well. Turning around and coming in as tight as you can, please. Drivers in as tight as you can. Bain Brothers, Glencoe Clydesdales making their way in. Logan driving. We want to get the kids off the entrance gate. If you are on the entrance gate, kids, you need to get down, please. Thank you. In as tight as you can, drivers. Into the arena, Stillbrooks with Darren exhibiting. I didn't say get so close you could reach out and touch your neighbor, Jason. Is that how they do it in Ontario, Ron?
No, there's more coming. How many total entries do we have?
We are going to get 15 entries in this arena, one way or another. Might have some of them parking on the rail, but as I said, if you have your phone charged up, make sure to get a picture of this class. History in the making as we celebrate our 2018 World Clydesdale Show. Our 10th hitch to come back in is the entry of the Hastings family, New London, Iowa. Terry on the lines. Again, a reminder to our judges, make sure that you have that Best Shod Hitch Award listed on your card. Willoway Clydesdales, the Gordeco family from Ohatton, Alberta, Canada. The Robertson family making their way in, representing Ontario, Canada. Steve doing the driving. TF Clydesdales from Gladbrook, Iowa, with Jake exhibiting. the Stahlheim family. Mr. Andrew Stahlheim on the lines representing Wisconsin. Are we going to get it done? Are we going to get all these hitches in the lineup?
I'm gonna let them know that you're just trying to throw it out there.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was a tremendous class. We have now brought all 14 back into the arena. Would you please salute our 6-horse hitch in the mare division? And while our judges are making their final decision, not only in the placing of this class, but in our Best Shot Hitch Award, I'm going to turn it back over to Jackson, your morning DJ at Q106 FM. He is up there in our International Lounge. And Jackson, you found some fun guests up there.
Yes, I did. I'm joined right now by David Walker, all the way from Scotland. So how are we here in the States doing so far? How's the show?
You're doing pretty well. It's quite a nice little show you've got here. Compares with nothing we have in Scotland. This is my second world show, and none of the two of them have disappointed. The entertainment, the quality of the horses, the friends and the friendships you make at these events. It's not just about the horses, it's not just about going to the bar. It's the friends you meet, and you meet up time and time again with year after year at these events is what makes the event really.
And then going to the bar with those friends. So you were saying a few minutes ago that there were a couple of horses here that caught your eye. Are you seeing some stuff that you like here in the States?
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of stuff I like here. Unfortunately, there's a big wee patch of puddle between here and home. That's very expensive to get something across. But I actually took a Willoway horse across from here 2 years ago. So I'm really excited about what he's going to do for us, and seeing the way his counterparts have done at this show, I'm even more excited about him.
That's great. You know, I'm probably the only person in the building that didn't know that the Clydesdales originated in Scotland. So I'm guessing that horse enjoyed his trip back home, huh?
I think he was a wee bit not too happy for a start, but he seems to like it not too bad, and it's not quite as cold for him in the winter time as it would have been in Alberta.
Well, Mr. David Walker, we appreciate you taking a little bit of time with us. And ladies and gentlemen, are we having a great time? Is this a good show or what? I mean, give it a big round of applause for this class. This has been absolutely amazing. And, you know, as someone who's new to this kind of stuff, it's just blown away seeing how beautiful these teams are and how great these are with everybody. So let's get on back to the show.
Well, as they are talking about Scotland, it is time that we do remind everyone to mark your calendars. In the year 2022, we are going to be taking the World Show back to the home of the Clydesdales, back to Glasgow, Scotland. We have several representatives here joining us. If you'd like more information, up in that International Visitors Lounge, we have some guests right here. I saw it on the back of their coats. They're promoting it. They'd love for as many of us to come to Scotland to see the home of the Clydesdales. And no city prettier than Glasgow to showcase the Clydesdales. That is, I believe, October of 2022. It looks like the cards are coming in. While our judges were walking around these hitches, I was talking about the foundation that these horses stand on. And part of that foundation is the feet and the shoeing that our exhibitors have done on their horses. It is a fine art for the farrier and the blacksmith to work with our gentle giants. This year, we are very happy out of our World Show that Joe and Bonnie Detweiler have sponsored an award for the best shod hitch in the mare 6-horse hitch division. It is the award being presented by Lawn Rock Draft Horses. And in your mare 6-horse hitch, our queen's going to be taking a special award to your best shod hitch as voted on by our judges. And congratulations to entry 818 Willow Way Clydesdales from Ohatton, Alberta, Canada. Down here, let's see, where did we? Alan down there receiving the award. Kristen at the head of those horses. Congratulations, the Best Shod Hitch Award, and that says a lot. As I said, they are joining us from Alberta, Canada, have been key fixtures at our Clydesdale shows for many, many years. Alan, one of the greatest, and not only do they have great hitch horses, but a breeding program where they captured some top titles in our award ceremonies today for the halter classes. Mr. Hegeman, if you would come to the announcer's booth, please, Mr. Hegeman.
I'm just gonna have so we can do that video and go to the big screen and pay attention. So you guys are hearing Joe as she leads in. After placings, I'm gonna let you throw it to the big board for the Budweiser commercial. We'll have a Budweiser commercial video coming up on the big board. They will come in. I'm gonna let you call that too, and they'll hear that. Yeah. So as soon as we place this and we get them out, we are gonna go to the Budweiser Clydesdale.
Okay.
Yep. So we are.
You got the music ready?
Yep. We're all good.
Well, we are getting our scores tabulated. As I said, our 6-horse hitches in the arena, a beautiful thing to see and watch the performances in the arena, but we have a star attraction for you next. The Budweiser Clydesdales are going to be making their way in very soon to the arena. Not only will you see the Budweiser horses, you are going to see an 8-horse hitch. That will prelude you into our 8-horse hitches as part of our competition of the World Show. But the Budweiser horses are ready to come in just a few moments. So a great addition and a nice way to keep everyone entertained here as we then prepare for the gelding 6-horse hitches.
No, 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 no. Not yet. Then we're gonna throw it to the big board for the commercial, and then throw it to Jackson.
This is a very important class, so we're making sure our numbers are checked and double checked and triple checked. We talk about our judges, and we have judges that are from different walks of our draft horse industry in this class. We have Mr. Alabak, who is a Percheron exhibitor who has shown Clydesdales and exhibited at world shows. We have Mr. Black, who is a Percheron exhibitor, and Mr. Hansberger, who grew up with Percherons, has showcased Belgians and Clydesdales, and all of them, I have to say, in this class, just looking over the computer, agreed on many of these placings. So it's going to come down to some unanimous decisions in this class.
I'm going super clean on her. If I do, I'll have to make an adjustment after the fact to do that. I can't do it during live. I will make it happen afterwards. So, all right, sorry, buddy.
I'm sorry about the anticipation. Guess what? Our computer went offline, so it's going back to the old-fashioned way. They're great when they work, and they're not so great when they don't work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have the magic paper in front of me now. Our 14th place award today is going to entry number 931. That is the entry of the Bain brothers, the Crushing Trance Hitch. Logan Bain doing the driving. Logan and his wife, Kim, carrying on a family tradition. Congratulations. We're going to have you go out to your left, Logan, out to your left. We're going to pull up the Stahlheims and clear the gateway. Entry 931, the Bain brothers, Crushing Trance. Our 13th place award going to number 621. That is the Fevold Hitch TF Clydesdales. Jake doing the driving of our black Clydesdale mares. Jake and his wife Katie. Again, carrying on a family tradition for many decades. Clydesdales have been a part of their lives. In 12th place today, entry number 609. That is the entry of the Stahlheim family. Joining us from Amory, Wisconsin, Andrew doing the driving. Another family rich in our Clydesdale heritage. 3 generations working in the barns at this show with the Clydesdales. Andrew doing the driving. Our award for 11th place today is going to number 468. That is the entry of the Wismer family from Amherstburg, Ontario, Canada. That is Ron doing the driving. We're now moving into our top 10 today. In 10th place, entry number 303. That is the entry of the Hastings family from New London, Iowa. Mr. Terry McElhaney doing the driving for the Hastings.
Wow, it is tight in there.
Some fancy turns by our drivers, that's for sure. In 9th place today, entry number 618. That is the entry of Stillbrook Clydesdales, owned by Mr. Merle Brook and family. Darren doing the driving. And before this show even happened, Darren and I were visiting at another show, and he said he just wanted me to make sure that I thanked his dad for letting him have an opportunity to drive these 6 home-raised mares in this 6-horse hitch. The entry of Mr. Merle Brooks with his son Darren doing the driving. All home-raised mares. 8th place today going to entry number 818. That is the entry of Willow Way Farms, all the way from Ohatton, Alberta, Canada. Mr. Alan Gordeco, the master of the Clydesdales, doing the driving. Kristen, his assistant. In 7th place, number 460, that is the entry of the Robertson family. Mr. Steve Robertson doing the driving. Representing Ontario. In 6th place today, entry number 771. That is Gregley Farms, Alamar Acres. Mr. Jason Gregg doing the driving. Combined hitch owned by the Gregg family and the Knobloch family, representing Illinois and Ontario. Our fifth place award today is going to entry number 753. That is the entry of the McEwen family. Mr. Trevor McEwen doing the driving from Fergus, Ontario. Very talented young man. Nice to have them with us. Congratulations. In fourth place, entry number 624, the entry of Brookside Clydesdales. Mr. Dustin Brooks doing the driving. Those boys in orange, a family-based hitch. They travel around proudly promoting the Clydesdales in the state of Wisconsin. Make them feel welcome. Well, we are down to 3. Pat, did you want me to change your name to Miller so we'd have the Miller boys in the ring? We have our brothers going head to head. Team USA and Canada in the arena. Third place today is going to number 647, the Greenwood family entry. That is the Kreiderman family, Greenwood Farms, with Mr. Gary Miller doing the driving. I'm sure you're saying, Gary, you taught him everything he knows. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back down to Team USA and Team Canada in the arena. Your reserve world champion today, and this was unanimous, going to entry number 663, the Berkshire Farms. Mr. Bud Miller on the line for the Chupp family of Shipshewana, Indiana. What a great accomplishment. Nice to have Bud with us. Usually we get to see that beautiful young lady driving this hitch around the arena, but Bud, what an outstanding job. And now, ladies and gentlemen, back-to-back world champions in the arena for the Mare 6-horse hitch. It is the entry of Brand AAA, Mr. Pat Stokes and his wife Abby from Caledon, Ontario, Canada. Team Canada taking home the gold medal. It looks like our Canadian queen is happy about that. I think they're kind of having a competition down there with the US and Canada. A lot has changed for this family. Pat and Abby were married since the last World Show. They welcomed a little baby boy recently. And now they are your back-to-back world champions. Quite a feat. As our Queen Hannah and Kaylee pose for the pictures, we are going to congratulate them. As I said, back-to-back, what an accomplishment for this family. Mr. Pat Stokes, your winning driver, and I believe, is there a right? Yes, of course that Canadian Clydesdale queen is going to jump up there. And Miss Hannah, it is not easy to climb up on one of those hitch wagons in a dress, but you see how expertly these girls do it. Ladies and gentlemen, as the gates close, we're going to ask a victory pass. Your world champion mare 6-horse hitch at the 2018 World Clydesdale Show. Congratulations to Brand AAA Farms.
You're going to go to the video board, and he's going to take it out of the video board through the Budweiser Clydesdale introduction.
What a class and what a winner, ladies and gentlemen. Brand AAA, your world champion mare 6-horse hitch.